Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel with some, well, let's say some welcome news. For the first time there is a, let's say, AAA title of sorts being made available for PS Plus subscribers for free. And it is Injustice: Gods Among Us, the Ultimate Edition. Now, not so much reviewed, but I played the demo of the game quite a while ago before it came out. And I enjoyed it, not enough to buy it, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And it being made available for us as PS Plus subscribers was a good move, definitely on DC's part. Now, when I first played Injustice as a demo all those months ago, I stated in the video that if you play Mortal Kombat, you're gonna love this game. Unbeknown to me that the people who made this game actually did make Mortal Kombat, so my perception was spot on. Now, you gotta understand that coming from a fighting game such as Fight Night Champion, a game that I played a lot of, not a huge amount, but I played a lot of it, and wanting to find a fighting game that equally had that vibe about it, which was naturally a PS4 version of Fight Night Champion, but with UFC taking all the budget and it being made by the same people that made Fight Night Champion, it was a foregone conclusion that Fight Night Champion was not going to be top of the priority list for EA. So the yearning of wanting to play a fighting game was almost getting desperate. But when UFC came out, I just had no interest. Don't get me wrong, I tried the demo, I tried it, and like I said, I'm not being homophobic when I say this, but playing a game with two grown-ass men riding on the floor, it just does not appeal to me. It just doesn't, you know. I'm not a violent man, but I'd rather see two people beat the living shit out of each other. Polygons, I'm talking. So, you know, if it doesn't have that degree of, let's say, digital violence, as it were, I'm not really interested. So, Injustice was a game that caught my imagination, if only for a brief time. I knew it wasn't a game that I wasn't going to buy. However, it was something that I would watch out for. Another thing I like about the game is not so much with the game itself, it's for the fact of watching other people play the game. They have these championships, I think they're called Evo championships, where you have a group of gamers from all over the world competing for a grand cash prize, and it's basically fighting games that they specialize in. Now with Injustice, it didn't really feature heavy, but it featured enough, simply because it was a fresh game on the market. But there was other games, other standard games that gamers would compete in, and watching this game as opposed to the rest and seeing how they adopted to this game, or adopted the game rather, and played the way they played, kind of turned me on and off the game in equal measure. It turned me on because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching other people play the game, you know, and it turned me off simply because of the frenetic pace of the game, and realizing that, you know what, even though these people are playing on a championship level, even for me to go online and play, I don't think I would reach that level, as it were, you know. And coming from a game like Fight Night Champion and coming to this is like is like 0 to 60, you know what I mean? 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds. So it wasn't something that I really was vibed up for. But with time passing and with the dust settling with the game, and all the people that used to basically rinse the game out now moving on to other things, and more or less breathing new life into the game for casual gamers of the genre like myself and other people who wouldn't even pay no interest to the game, has now the chance of downloading the game and giving it a go themselves and having fun with the game. So it is definitely a good move. It is encouraging because of the fact that now AAA titles are made available for PS Plus subscribers from now. You also have Infamous First Light in January available for PS Plus subscribers. I don't think people can go backwards. I don't think the companies and the devs and Sony can go backwards now. This is the standard you're setting. You're gonna have to maintain that shit. I mean, even if it's like, you know, every 2 months you bring a AAA. I know it's not going to be possible to bring a a AAA all the time, but it's got to be with some regularity. You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's just got to maintain for us to appreciate the value of our PS Plus subscription, or for you to value our PS Plus subscription, as it were. But as you can see, it is seamlessly rolling onto the story mode, which is cool. You know, it's alright, but I'm not really paying the whole superhero thing any importance, as it were. You know, I'm just looking forward to just getting my fists and my feet in the action again. But it runs nice, you know, and from a technical standpoint, I think you're able to record your gameplay as well within the game itself. So that's a good thing. With the whole superhero thing, it kind of waned for me in terms of a real interest in the superhero genre. When my prized collection of comics was destroyed by my late father, God rest his soul, because he had no idea of the value of comics. I mean, I had mostly #1 editions and origin editions of comics, and those were more valuable than just the regular. And I had a first edition #1 action comic. #1 edition of action comic. And for those who don't know what that comic is, it's the iconic comic where you have Superman holding up a green car in a yellow background, I think. And I bought that for like £15 back in the day, and I was still at school. So we're looking at like over 35, 38 years ago, and I bought that for £15. And that was just one of the comics. I mean, I had origins and #1 editions for quite a few, Marvel and DC, you name it. I had most of them. And my dad, in his vexation, took all of them and threw them in the dustbin. Had no sense of value for those things, because as far as he was concerned, you can't be reading comics, you can't be reading comics. Grown-ass people can't be reading comics. That was my dad's view, but he didn't know. But the one thing I am really eternally grateful to him for was his love of music, you know, and his influence to me, on me, with music. And that helping me forge the road in my career in music. So I'm so grateful for him for that. But anyway, I digress. So as you can see, it is not bad. I'm not really doing too bad with the game as such. I'm going to invite some of my PSN friends to download it, and let's see how we do on that. Might make a few videos, I don't know, depending on how I feel, which way the wind blows, etc, etc. But you know, it's worth some kind of attention. So that's it. Yeah, well, level 12 now. No, I think I'm level 13 at the minute. But anyway, it's just a feature of the game, you know, and just to let you know that it's available. And as always, you know the coup. Whatever the game, whatever the console, whatever the genre, whatever the media, happy gaming, because that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, happy gaming. And until such time, I'm going to catch you guys later. Magan.